Is CS?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is CIS?
No, don't open in the browser.
Who's ECE? All right.
There's some chairs down in front here, guys, if you want to bring it in.
That's ECE. That's both.
No.
Yeah, this is totally electrical and computer
We
engineering.
have more programming.
Anybody other than those three?
Yeah. Who is a different major?
What's your... We know about you. It's okay. What's your major? Math and computer science, so you're dual major. All right. Anybody else? Non-CS, CIS, ECE? One of the things I love about this club, this is so much of a different panorama of the student population. When I took over as advisor about 4 years ago, quite literally, we would have filled up Swift in like this row right here. So it has grown by leaps and bounds over the past 5 years, to the credit of the e-board. We're doing a lot of outreach for us expanding into other colleges. It used to just be CIS. So that was a lot of good stuff there. How much longer do I have to see in here?
Not long. Oh my, they gave me a Mac Mini.
Oh my God, I'm seeing that
Jesus
for a while.
Christ. Alright, well screw that. I had a nice fancy presenter so I could go over there and talk to you guys, but unfortunately, the gods of technology hate me. Anyway, I'd like to welcome everyone to Swift. You've already gotten a brief introduction from our Vice President, Zach, and from our primary advisor, Bro. So yeah, I'll just get right into it. So again, our e-board would be the president, that's me. I'm a CS major. Our vice president, Zach, who's an ECE major. Our secretary, Ashley, who is an English major. Our director of events, Kevin, who can't be here this quarter because he's at a class at PCC. He was president last year, if you remember. Our director of marketing, which would be Alejandro. He's a CIS member. Our director of media, Jason, who I'm not seeing here. So I guess he's not here today. Our webmaster, Jared, and our webmaster, David. Who I also don't see, but he said he might be late. So that's our e-board. Our advisors again are Professor Brandon Brown, Bro, and Brian Wolf, who's not here because he's sick. So what is SWIFT? This stands for Students with an Interest in the Future of Telecommunications. Now that was the original definition, and it's expanded quite a bit, but that's still what we're interested in. The internet technologies, things like that. Telecommunications, obviously. Computer security, that's a big part of what we do. Network neutrality, and free and open source software. These are things that all kind of tie together to make sure that the internet and technologies that access the internet are available to everyone and are equal for people around the world, and it's something we care about deeply. So, again, we have a lot of events and a lot of special occasions. We have the Linux Install Fest, which we'll talk about. We have Frag Night, which is our the end of the quarter LAN party. We have the Advanced Linux Systems Administration Symposium, which will be happening this quarter for a few individuals. That's a very interesting thing, a workshop with some of our alumni and some current students that know Linux very well, and they'll help you sharpen your skills. What we're working on right now is the Swift Capture the Flag event that we want to have in the winter. It'll be a Capture the Flag type event. I don't know if you've ever heard of something like that. Basically, it's to put it lightly, it's hacking to capture a flag stored somewhere on a server and then show that you've captured that. And it's a very fun, very interesting event. The Technology Symposium, which happens in the spring, and that's a great event. We have some cross-club events with CSS, the Computer Science Society, such as Movie Night, and we have the end of the quarter member raffle. Now to expand on that, members are paying members, and we're doing something interesting this year. We're going to do a prorated thing. Last year, we tried doing it every quarter. You pay $10 to register for membership. This year, $30 for the first one, you get it for the year. $20 for the second quarter, you get it for the year, and then $10 for the last if you join late. That way, no one's penalized, but it's also easier for us to keep not having to re-register people. So, we also have extra club activities. A lot of us are extremely active on IRC. We're on PoundSwift on freenode.net. We have Buffalo, which is where we and a lot of alumni get together and go to dinner, mostly on Wednesdays, but it happens at other times as well. The picture there is from one of those events. We actually have, I think, 4 presidents in a row there. We go to conventions such as DEF CON and TORCON, which is actually coming up this weekend. And there's CCDC, the Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition, which some of the members of SWIFT are members of. Last year we won regionals and went to nationals. This year we're looking to hopefully win nationals. So Linux Install Fest, it's right there. It's an event where we help people install and configure Linux on their computers or virtual machines, and we're also on hand to help you get familiar with various distributions, Linux. I think this year also we're going to do FreeBSD because I know it pretty well and I like it and I think people should use it. Refreshments are provided as usual, so come get Linux on your computer if you don't have it. If you have it already and you're kind of not sure about it, come and get some tips. We have Frag Night, which is our big LAN party. We play pretty much everything, from tabletop games to card games to Minecraft, StarCraft, Unreal, TF2, Serious Sam, all kinds of stuff. And again, refreshments are provided. Then, of course, ALSAS, which I talked about earlier. It's really interesting. What we're trying to do this quarter is have it where what you'll do is you'll come with a virtual machine viewer installed, and we will have some virtual machines set up for workshops to show you how to do some certain things, like setting up bind and configuring things like that. So it's very useful if what you're going into is more of a systems administration background, or that's what you're interested in. Again, food is provided. The CTF, we're currently working on this. Radius, myself, I think Mendez is also going to help with it, and James, who is the network engineer here at Cal Poly, are all working on this, and we're hoping to get it going for winter quarter. It should be really interesting if things get going because we've never done anything like this before, and all of the framework and all of the things needed to store it and actually play the game will be in-house.
Who actually is interested in this CTF?
Sure.
Okay, how many people have done a CTF or hacking competition like this before? So, go.
Excellent, excellent. So hopefully we can expose some of you people that are interested to this sort of thing. The Technology Symposium, I mentioned it before, in years past it's had some really interesting talks from very smart people, like Dr. Rich from the CS department has talked about ecliptic cryptography and how SSL works, which is an important thing in internet security. We had someone talk about the Stuxnet worm, and we had Professor Brown talk about live network forensics. So it's a really interesting event with a lot of good talks, and it's rather large. Again, food is provided.
If we don't have food at a Swift event, something is wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. Someone fucked up, basically. Yeah, so other events are things like Movie Night for CSS. We go to the Southern California Linux Exposition, which is in January this year, TorCon, which is this weekend, DEF CON, which is in the summer, and the end of the quarter raffle. Now, how that works is if you're a member, you get certain amounts of points for what you do. If you come to a meeting, you get a point. If you come to a special event, I think you get 2 points. And based on something else that we're going to mention here in a second, you can get even more points, at least this quarter, which would be the Swift Puzzle Challenge. Zach, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So, how many people have ever been to DEF CON before? Okay, well, one of the things they do at DEF CON is they have a puzzle challenge. And basically, there's one guy who puts together all these clues spread throughout the con, and people put them together over the weekend and compete for trying to figure out all the puzzles first. And it's a really cool event. It brings people together. You get to work with some cool cryptology stuff, and overall it's a really neat thing. So we wanted to do something similar here. Basically, we'd like to put together a challenge where we give you clues and you solve those. It leads to other clues and so on and so forth. It's going to cover a variety of topics, things like decrypting codes, doing some basic cross-site scripting. I don't know if everyone has ever done hack the site or smash the stack, that kind of stuff. Maybe even some hardware hacking.
We've talked about doing dead drops with USBs, things like that. So, and what it's going to entail is this quarter we're going to hopefully have it every week, and you'll get an extra point for the member raffle if you do it.
Right.
And then we're going to ramp it up for the next quarter, and maybe have 2 larger puzzles that'll have some sort of prize attached, and then hopefully in the spring we can have one really large, really interesting thing with a large prize at the end.
Who would be interested in something like that?
Awesome, excellent, good.
So what we're going to do is next week we're going to release a challenge just to kind of see where everybody's at and who's interested. And each week at the meeting we will provide the solution or something helpful to the solution to the previous week's challenge. And as Aaron mentioned, that's going to contribute to the raffle.
So hopefully you guys will be interested in that, and we can keep you interested and also help you hone some useful skills at the same time. Now I have something that I am extremely excited to talk about that Professor Brown notified me of just the other day. I haven't had a chance to talk to eBoard about it, but I can't imagine you guys refuse, and I've heard from our alumni already that you guys refuse that the old eBoard is going to veto you. So, Professor Brown, you want to talk about what we have here?
Sure. You want me to bring it up on the screen?
No, it doesn't matter. You don't have to bring it up on the screen.
Okay. Well, I have their site up.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to, if you can figure out this cluster cluck of stuff they've given us.
Firefox.
I know, right? I heard you don't like right.
I don't like right.
Alright, so we talked a little bit about DEF CON earlier, and it's one of the events that many of the members go to. It's held, I'm going to switch this thing. Thank you. I think. There we go.
Hooray!
So, it's the biggest hacking conference, security conference that they have in the United States every year. It's been going on. This year will be its 20th anniversary, so it is going to be a huge, huge, huge gathering. What I did over the summer is Swift used to be chartered by the IEEE. Who here's ever heard of the IEEE? Okay, great. Well, one of the things that the eBoard and the membership had over the last 5 or 6 years is kind of drifted away from the IEEE.
For a number of reasons.
For a number of reasons. Primarily from my perspective, the focus of the group has changed. We are still interested in telecommunications, but telecommunications is a very, very, very broad term. And the focus of this group has gone more into the network security, network hacking, hacking environment. Let me punctuate that with ethical hacking environment. Otherwise, I will get myself in trouble. We have also looked at other areas of computer forensics. We've also looked into other areas of IT audit and everything else. This is probably the organization that will give us the most support, not necessarily financial support, but also credence as to the best fit for a chartering organization. I was told yesterday by their one of their organizers that Cal Poly Swift can become a DC group or a DC chartering organization. So all we have to do from that perspective is fill out a little bit of paperwork, get everybody, all of the members, blessing on it. Obviously the alumni have already chimed in, and move forward. And we will then be a chartered organization of DEF CON. Yes?
So, what will DEF CON help Swift out with?
Primarily what a DC group does is it helps to in outreach in getting people within the community, the quote-unquote hacker community, come in. It will help us get speakers for events like today. We can also plan events at DEF CON. We have greater access to a lot of the members of that organization. If you're interested in lockpicking, for example, we can use our contacts through DEF CON to get all kinds of information through some of the best people, presenters that do things there. If you're interested in cross-site scripting, well, Cause is already kind of a de facto member of this organization. But if you're interested in one specific area of network security, system security, forensics, etc., we have an in, if you will, or a beeline to some of the best people out there in the industry through our association with this group. It's a good question. Any other questions?
I'm really excited about it, and I know a lot of the alumni that have been to DEF CON and know people that are associated with DEF CON are extremely excited
Right.
about it. And these are the same people that used to be in the club when we had a stronger tie with the IEEE. So I think it's a great idea, and I'm all for it. I know that most of the e-board is probably all for it, since most of them, or a large number of them, have been in DEF CON too. So it's a really exciting thing. It could get us a lot more attention and a lot better
Right.
speakers for this year. So I hope you guys are excited about it too.
Yeah. Two things that we need to do with this. First off, we have to do, of course, the paperwork, which I'll take on myself. Secondly, we have to come up with a DC name. So I will leave that up to the e-board, however they want to do it. They want to have a contest, they just want to get it together and go, we're DC this or whatever. But there are other DC groups in Southern California. There's a lot of DC groups in Southern California. It's DC 213, DC 310, DC 714. They obviously go by their area code prefix. This is the first DC group that I personally know of that is also a part of a college campus. All right, so we're very unique in that. Keep that in consideration when you give these guys your ideas, okay, as to what we want to be. DC dash whatever.
Yeah, something like that works. Anyway, I'm really excited about it. I'd like to thank Professor Brown for doing that work on our behalf.
No problem.
All right. Let's see if it works. Okay, super. All right, and so basically after that, we have our weekly meetings where we have talks like this. We fill you in about stuff. We have something we call Fire Talks, which is an idea from something else. I think it was originally a German idea, where we have like 3 or 4 people give short 10-minute presentations that gloss over some sort of technical thing that gets you an introduction to it. We have workshops where we teach you how to do things, or attempt to teach you how to do things. And we have social events, like at the end of the quarter, last meeting is generally our ice cream social. Or is it a root beer float? That's it. So, yeah.
And that's also when we do the raffle.
That's also when we do the raffle. So,
Real quick, we're passing around a sign-in sheet. Please sign in, and that contributes, if you sign in for the first meeting, that contributes points to the raffle.
right. So, if you want to become a member, and hopefully you do, because every member that we get helps us do more things for you. It provides the pizza, it provides all the resources that we use to create these kinds of workshops and events. Then talk to Ashley or talk to Jared, who are both over there, and they can get you started with that process. Unfortunately, we can't take credit cards at this time. We can only do cash. I don't think checks work either. So if you have to come back next meeting with that, that's fine. But if you have any interest in becoming a member, let them know so we can get your information in the system, and that way you'll just have to hand them some cash when you need to. Our contact information, we have a website that Jared has set up. It is fantastic, especially compared to the old one. It's got a lot of features. Some things aren't exactly all the way there yet, but a lot of things are being compiled and being created. So it's good and it's getting better. Photo gallery, things like that. We're Cal Poly Swift on Twitter. We're on Freenode. We're on Facebook, and you can talk to any of us here at eBoard. We'll be happy to give you our email addresses, probably a cell phone number, if you need help with any of this sort of stuff, or if you have something you're interested in that you aren't sure is pertinent. So, with all that, I want to welcome you guys to this quarter of Swift, and hopefully for the whole year we'll see you. There are some exciting things planned, and I hope you guys have fun, and I hope you learn something, and I hope you can hopefully meet some people. All right, so that's pretty much it for the entire presentation. What I'm going to go over right now, though, is a short primer on how to get on IRC. If none of you got, who here has used IRC before? Internet Relay Chat. Okay, most of you have. Maybe I don't need to go over that, but I'll show you anyway. It gives me a chance to show you the website as well, which Jared has worked pretty hard on. Oh, that's VLC.
Whoops.
You put together a video? That's impressive.
Oh yeah, you know, actually that is one of the things we're working on. If you'll notice, there's a camera in the back of the room. What I want to do is I want to record every talk we have, and then put that up on YouTube. That way, not only will we have the slides available for you to view, but the talks as well. So if you don't catch something, or if you're falling asleep, or if you had like 3 slices of pizza and you're kind of logy, that way you'll be able to view it later, see what we talked about, and review it. So hopefully that's useful to you.
Marcus,
What's up?
does that mean I should troll more or less?
It really doesn't matter. It's just you want that trolling for posterity. So here's our website. It looks pretty nice, in my opinion anyway. And as you can see, we have a number of sections here. We have photo gallery, which has photos of all of us doing stuff. There's some things, oh, I hate this mouse man hardware. Anyway, we have some photos of Frag Night from, I think, maybe 2010. And we have a section here which is going to have some information on our eBoard members, and we'll tell you basically what it entails, because you might be interested in being on eBoard for next year. Contact information, what we're about, posts, and there is a neat little IRC web chat here, which might take a little while to load because I think it's JavaScript based. So anyway, all you do is you put in a nickname like noob, fill in the CAPTCHA, obviously, and then you connect. Now, what will happen is you'll connect to the thing, and then people will see that there's someone new in there, and they'll probably be very mean to you. And if they knew that this was on a projector right now, they'd probably have a bunch of horrible, horrible things to post. So, but everyone in there is pretty nice generally. It's just, you know, how the internet works. Yeah, see? There we go.
Student fucking SSH flag.
But a lot of our alumni hang out in this channel. So these are people that have been through Swift and have their degrees and are in industry. So they're very good contacts. They're good people to talk to for networking and things like that. And they're also extremely knowledgeable. Our president from 2 years ago, David Hunter, is often in this IRC channel, and he is probably one, well, pretty much all day. Yeah, pretty much all day. And he's probably one of the more knowledgeable people I know about Linux systems administration and networking. So yeah, that's that.
Somebody interrupt the bot.
But it's a lot of fun, and it can get you some interesting information. And it's a way to be social, because I know you guys are probably all nerds, and it's hard for you to talk to people. This way you can talk without having to talk. So it can be good for that.
Are we talking to girls?
No, talking to girls is, there are no girls on the internet, you know that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do it right, you don't use a web chat, you actually get a client. You can use the school's login servers and use IRSSI there, or you can use XChat or something like that. But this is there for you to use, but you'll catch flack for it because people will wonder why you're using the web client. Anyway, that's how to get more in contact with us.
This is also how we plan sort of extra Swift events.
Like things like Buffalo and things like that, what I talked about. That's generally talked about here in the IRC channel. So if you're interested in going to dinner with a bunch of other nerds and talking about stuff, then please come in and talk to us. You know, introduce yourself, but have thick skin. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. Does anyone have any questions about any of the things I talked about, events, anything like that?
What's the address for the IRC if you're using a client?
If you're using a client, it would be irc.freenode.net. And we were pound Swift, so you do a join pound Swift.
What's that event that you're talking about that's happening this weekend?
TorCon?
Yeah.
TorCon is a security conference that is happening in San Diego. I don't know if tickets are still available. I think they're sold out. Unfortunately, it's something we couldn't really talk to you guys about before because we haven't had any capacity for official communication until now. So, but it's something that you could go to next year, or you could go to, you know, Scale, or something like DEF CON, which is going to happen later. So, it's just to let you know that these things are happening. You may not be aware of all these things that are, you know, going on outside of school that you could be going to and learning things about and really getting some useful information and networking contacts. Any other questions about events or how the club works, membership, any of that?
What is the Cyber Defense Conference?
The Cyber Defense Competition is where you have a group of 8 people get together and act as system administrators for Cisco hardware, Windows hardware, and Linux hardware. And what they do is they defend it against a malicious team, red team, of hackers that are trying to actively break your stuff, which is already compromised from the get-go. So it's a competition that's held every year. Head it up, Robert?
No, I'm gonna go.
Oh, you're gonna talk to
this guy.
Okay. It's a competition that's held every year, and like I said, regionals last year we won, and we did okay at nationals. We're hoping to win nationals this year. We have a really great team, and if it's something you're interested in, you can come and talk to any of us that are on CCDC. That'd be myself, Jared, Alejandro, Chris, Mendez, and I don't know if anyone else on the team is here.
Captain's over there.
Oh yeah, Scott's over here. So. If you want to know anything about it, talk to us. You can be on the team.
You are the anti-team.
You can be on the team next year, perhaps, or something like that. But it's a very useful thing. You learn a lot, and it's also a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work. But it's something to talk about and find out about. I saw another question over there.
Yeah, I was just wondering how long you've done this all. Is there any way we can figure out carpooling or something like that?
Carpooling for what?
The events.
The events? Yeah, definitely. That sort of stuff, again, is probably handled in IRC.
Okay.
Because that's where most of the members are most of the time. So if we're going to carpool and stuff, we generally figure it out there. I mean, for instance, I'm going down to Torcon, as is Kevin, last year's president, and we're carpooling. I'm actually staying in his parents' house because it's free. So yeah, but that's how things are handled. Lots of communication goes in on IRC because we have meetings once a week, and they're about an hour long. But IRC is all day, every day, if you want to be there. And the great thing is you can be connected to it all day and pop in and out when you need to, and find out if someone's talked to you or if they talk about something you're interested in. Any other questions, concerns, comments, things you want to talk about, that you want to know? If not, then that's it for today. And I'm really glad you guys all came. I hope to see you all again. I hope to see you all again as members. And we have some really exciting things for you. So I hope, again, to see you again. Thanks much.
Cool.